There's an organism out there that has seen it all. It witnessed the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. It floated through oceans that boiled and froze solid. It survived not one, not two, but all 5 of Earth's great mass extinctions, events that annihilated nearly all life on the planet. And here's the unsettling part. This ancient survivor is still with us. It might be in the puddle you just walked past on the moss in your backyard, or even in the dust on your rooftop. It's an organism so unkillable, so incomprehensibly resilient, it forces us to rethink what it means to be alive. So what is this creature that seems to defy death itself? It's called a tardigrade, also known as a water bear. And when you first see one, the idea that it's an immortal survivor seems almost comical. It's a plump, 8-legged microscopic animal that waddles around with a clumsy, endearing gait. It looks less like a doomsday prepper and more like a gummy bear come to life. But that cute appearance hides an almost supernatural ability to endure the end of the world. And that raises a fascinating question. How does something so small and seemingly fragile survive conditions that would instantly destroy almost anything else? To understand the tardigrade, you have to think in deep time. These creatures are ancient. Fossil evidence suggests they've been around for at least 600 million years, long before the first dinosaurs roamed the Earth. They persisted while trilobites ruled the seas and then vanished. They were there when giant insects filled the air, and they were still there after those giants disappeared, while countless dominant species rose to power and were then wiped from the face of the Earth by planetary catastrophes. The humble tardigrade just kept going. The story isn't one of dominance, but of sheer, stubborn persistence. So, what exactly is a tardigrade? Measuring about half a millimeter long, its body plan is surprisingly simple. It has 8 stubby legs, each ending in tiny claws that it uses to cling to moss and sediment. It has a simple nervous system, a rudimentary gut, and a mouthpart it uses to pierce plant cells for food. But its anatomy is also extremely robust, built with a unique flexibility that allows for its signature survival trick. This isn't just a tough animal, it's an animal that can essentially choose to stop being an animal altogether. This ultimate survival mode is a process called cryptobiosis. When faced with a life-threatening environment, no water, extreme heat, or freezing cold, the tardigrade doesn't fight it. It shuts down. It retracts its legs, curls into a tiny, desiccated ball called a ton, and expels nearly all the water from its body. In this state, its metabolism slows to less than 0.1% of its normal rate. Its biological processes, from aging to cell repair, effectively freeze. For all intents and purposes, the tardigrade has paused time inside its own body, waiting for the world to become hospitable again. It can remain in this state for decades, possibly even centuries. And what can it survive in this state? The list is genuinely mind-boggling. Tardigrades have been revived after being boiled in water and frozen to temperatures near absolute zero. They've endured pressures 6 times greater than those found in the deepest ocean trenches. They can withstand doses of radiation hundreds of times higher than what would be fatal to a human. For most organisms, these are not just challenges. They are fundamental forces of destruction that shred DNA and tear cells apart. For a tardigrade in its ton state, they're just something to wait out. The most famous test of their resilience came in 2007. In a mission called Photon MO3, scientists sent a group of tardigrades into low Earth orbit. They were exposed directly to the harshness of outer space, the complete vacuum, the cosmic radiation, the dramatic temperature swings, and unfiltered solar UV rays. When the samples returned to Earth and were rehydrated, something incredible happened. Not only did many of the tardigrades revive, but some went on to reproduce successfully, laying healthy eggs. They became the first known animals to survive direct exposure to the vacuum and radiation of space. For years, scientists were mystified by how they pulled this off. The secret, it turns out, is in their DNA. Tardigrades possess a set of unique genes found nowhere else in the animal kingdom. One of these is a protein aptly named DUP, which stands for damage suppressor. This protein surrounds the tardigrade's DNA, forming a protective cloud that shields it from harm, particularly from radiation. It acts like a kind of molecular body armor, physically protecting the animal's genetic code from being shattered. In one astonishing experiment, scientists engineered human cells to produce this protein. The result? The human cells became significantly more resistant to radiation damage, raising profound questions about whether we could one day bioengineer this kind of resilience into other organisms or even ourselves. Now, before you start worrying about invincible space bears, it's important to know that tardigrades are completely harmless to us. They don't attack, they don't carry diseases, and they're perfectly content to live their lives in quiet, damp places. The real fear, the real unsettling idea, comes not from the creature itself, but from what its existence implies. If a complex animal like the tardigrade can survive every catastrophe Earth has ever thrown at it, what else might be out there? It suggests that life could be hiding in places we've never thought to look, enduring conditions we've always considered impossible. In the end, the tardigrade is a symbol of life's incredible, almost defiant resilience. They are a quiet reminder that the story of life on Earth is far stranger and more durable than we imagine. They will almost certainly outlive us. Long after our cities have crumbled and our civilization is a distant memory, these tiny water bears will likely still be here, waddling through the moss, waiting for the next rain. They show us that in the grand scheme of things, size and strength aren't what guarantee survival. The world might end for us, but for them, it's just another Tuesday. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, support us by leaving a like and a comment. And most importantly, leave a subscribe to help us grow the channel. Thank you for watching.